Very good morning to everyone. Today's guest is from the Learning Curve, Miss Hema. So before we get into the interview, let me introduce her briefly to all of you. Mrs. Hema Yadav is a passionate educator who has worked in the corporate sector and has a decade of experience in the field of education. She has done her Masters in Commerce, MBA in International Business and International Teaching Diploma, and also has done Child Psychology and Counseling. A very warm welcome to you, Ms. Hema. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for the brief introduction. And it's a nice thing that you introduced me in such a good way. Thank you for that.
Okay, Ms. Hema, to begin with, let me ask you that what was the thought behind starting your own school?
Yeah, when I talk about my background, so I first started with, corporate. So it was then I thought, okay, I would be a HR manager. That was my aim when I done my education. So I thought, okay, corporate will be my background and I will get into it. But suddenly, when I got married and I had kids, that is where before marriage I got into education field as well. So, but it was not in preschool. It was into higher education. So I was a lecturer there, and I had a lot of experience, and that is where I started liking to have teaching was my passion then. So I started liking that field. It was very interesting. Every day it's a new learning. Every day it's a new exposure. So that is where I started liking the education field. Then I had my kids, and as a mother, we start exploring more. So personally, when it is our kid, we start learning more things and trying some experiments and all those things. So that is where triggered me to start my own school. Why don't we start our own school? We have so much of experience, and why don't we give this exposure or this experience or ideas to other parents where they nurture and they get their kids molded. That is where it started.
Great. Such an interesting journey, and you've been wearing so many hats, I must say. So which year did your school begin?
It is 2019. We started with the school, and it was a COVID time, and all online, offline, it's a mixture. And then post-COVID was actually a real trick, which I could say. So because all the kids after 2 or 3 years, they're coming back to school, and because it's a new routine for them again, because they are all addicted to gadgets, and that is where their new experience starts, and for us also it's a new fresh again. Yeah,
absolutely. Must have been really challenging, I must say.
Yeah.
So where exactly is your school located?
It is located in Vigyan Nagar, that is Malleshpalya, 14th Cross.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And what is the teacher-student ratio that you follow?
Usually, I focus more on their personality development and one-on-one sessions. So, as a preschool, we mainly focus on their individual attention. So, what I do, it will be like 10:1. One teacher and one caretaker. If it is exceeding, it's going beyond that, it will be like I will make up with the 2 batches, or it may be 2 teachers with 2 caretakers, because we have huge classrooms. So we can even accommodate more than 30 kids, but I don't do that. So I may usually focus on their individual attention.
That's awesome. Knowing city of Bangalore, and knowing how education industry is really blooming, you have a whole lot of high school, primary schools coming up every now and then, and of course preschools also mushrooming every second or third lane in the city. So with so many schools, how does your school stand to make a difference?
Yeah, Definitely, this is a very interesting question. So, see, whichever field you go, like it is just when you get into business or when you get into any field, like if you take an example of a corporate as well. When you get into one work, we have a team. We have many different teams within the same company, right? So here, when you get into preschool or different schools, each school is unique, which I feel. So according to our interest, we start up our preschool. So when we start up, we have certain vision and ideas where we need to inculcate. So when you take about our school, what is unique is first of all is safety, security, which we focus on. And it should be, when a kid comes into our school, it should be like, they should feel like home. It is not that somewhere they're going which is not known to them or which is not comfortable. No. First, we focus on their comfortable, gestures or body language. We do understand. If they're not comfortable, we do not force them. So that is one main thing or one important part which I focus on. If the kid is not comfortable, the teachers are strictly, told not to force them. So they should feel comfortable, next day they should come happy. That is what is my intention. If you just, take off my kids, when it's a vacation, the daily they start crying. My parents are just calling and telling. They call and they are crying to come back to school. So that is the happiness which I get when they tell that word. So, and one more important thing is we do give live access to the parents. So they can watch the kid live in the classroom. So I don't think so how many schools give this. But when they come for the first time leaving the home, and it is a fearsome time for even parents as well as the kids. When they come for the first time to new school or new environment. So what we make sure that safety things and the comfort zone which we give is something very, very important at that moment. So we do focus on that and we do focus on their all 8 intelligence. So that is the main USP which I could tell.
Great. I think that's so awesome that you focus on the child's comfort, because early years it is so important to make the child feel comfortable. And that's how child will then want to learn once the child is basically comfortable. That's such an amazing thing that you're doing. So tell me, though in the early years it does not really matter, but today the times have changed where, parents are always thinking about the boards today. When they come for admission, whether it's bigger schools or the smaller schools, the one thing that's always predominantly on their mind is the board that the school follows. Is it ICSE, CBSE, IGCSE? So since you've also taught higher grades, I would like to understand from you that as an educator, do you think that the boards, do they really define a child's success?
Not 100% which I could tell you. See, it depends on each parent how they take it. See, when we know our kid what he or she is good at, these boards doesn't matter a lot. See, some part it is important because if you see this, generation is very competitive. They want to excel in everything. They don't want to take failures, which I do observe in this case. Even in a small game, they want to win all the time. They don't want to lose. They want to be first in everything. So when it is so competitive, you can just, we can just focus on their personality development first, which I always tell my parents. Please do not only focus on reading, writing, or studying. That is important, but that is not so important for the personality of a kid. So if you take many great personalities, they would have not gone to school at all, but they would have excelled in their life. So it is not only education or writing or reading. See, when you take the state or CBSE or ICSE or ISC syllabus, they have different modes of patterns. That's all differs. nothing greater. So if he, for example, one board teaches ABCD in phonetic method, another may teach through individual letters. That's all is different. I don't see a lot of difference in it. So that's my viewpoint.
Absolutely. No, I think it's absolutely right. And like you said, it all depends on the child as well. What kind of, what is the way that the child learns, and what is the, capability of a child. And that's what is more important than just the board. So coming to now, how the kind of world we are living in. One is that, of course, like you said, children are so competitive. And so parents worry. There are times like, in schools, we have learning objectives for each year, where we expect that at the end of a particular year, child will know so and so concepts. So parents sometimes wonder, or they always want that their child should reach or achieve those objectives. So sometimes they are not able to do so. So in such a case, what would you like to tell the parents, that is there any particular way that a child learns?
See here, first of all, I would like to tell all the parents, do not force them to reach that destination very fast. See, each kid is different. See, we have all 5 fingers in the different sizes, right? So that's how I do tell my parents, please do not force the kid and compare, especially very, very important thing which I would like to tell all the parents, please do not compare from each kid to another kid. See, when you tell all of them, what are the complaints which I do get is, my kid is very slow, my neighbor kid is very fast, he's learned 100, 200 so fast, but my kid is very slow. I think you're going in a wrong way. What should I do? Please do give me homework. I will make her right. So please do not do that, which I would, it's a simple thing. When we see from a mother perspective or a parent perspective, it may look very, very difficult task. But I tell no, let them nurture in a very natural way. They will evolve very soon. They know what to do. They know what not to do. That's what I do tell them. So it is very important for a kid to live them and explore with the uniqueness or whatever they like to do. Then if they go wrong, for example, let us correct in a right way. Do not restrict them to one border. That's what I do tell them.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
And another thing that is, usually seen, amongst the children is like, once they finish the school, then parents are very eager to send them to different classes, whether it's art or music or dance or robotics. And so how can a child, or how can the parents help the child develop an overall personality? Because today every parent wants that my child should develop confidence, should be able to overcome stage fright. So there are just a few things, but how can they develop that overall personality?
Yeah, right. This is a very important task till the age of 8, which we observe. From birth till 6 months, they are little different. So they need more support from us. From 6 months till 8 years, which I could tell, they have their own capacity or capability to learn different things from the nature, and they know how to take it as well. If we don't, there are different. If you take, for example, some parents would like to take homeschooling, and some parents would like to send the kids to school. So when you compare with these two kids, they are very different. Homeschooling kids are totally different because they don't have socializing. They are within themselves. They have something very unique. But when you take the kids who come to school regularly and have socializing, they are very outspoken. They are very bold and confident. So when it comes to after-school activities, what happens is they try to learn a lot. See, we do even have after-school activities. So we have dance, we have art class, we have karate, we have music. So many things included is because we cannot teach them a lot in the 3 hours of schooling. So what they do, what parents need to identify what is their interest. So when they identify the kid's interest, it is easy for them to put them into next level. That's what it adds on. It's an add-on classes which makes them to mold them into next level. That is what I would say.
Yes. That's true, like you said. The parents should let them explore and then finally understand what the child could eventually be interested in. So now, another thing that, that we see today is that because we are living in a world of digitization, and that's something we can't really look away from or shy from. So in such a world, where even a small child who's as young as 8 months or a year also knows how to handle a mobile phone. So in such a world that the children are living in, how do we make the children or turn them into curious kids and the curiosity that is so important for them to learn? How do we make them explorers?
Yeah, this is a very difficult phrase which I would tell post-pandemic. More than 60% of houses have been affected where kids have cultivated visual autism. So I am counseling on many parents where they come with these difficulties. So what happens is they were born natural and normal. Because of this, visual autism, where what is visual autism? I think you will be knowing better. Where kid is addicted to gadgets, and some kids don't even identify the parents. So that's the worst part where we are just facing now in this current scenario. I could, I feel very, we cannot 100% blame on parents because they don't know what was the major side effects on these things. So during the pandemic, we could not engage the kids and they could not, give them 100% attention because they could not take them out or no schools or so many difficulties they face. So what we can do as a parent is spend time. When you go and ask your kid, what do you want? Do you want toy and my love? They will choose love, which I would, recommend my parents. Please give your time. That is the biggest gift of life for the kid. Do not give expensive gadgets or toys. That is just few seconds which they would like to play with. The love and affection which you give to the kid is more precious, which I would suggest. So to avoid that or to take them out of these gadgets is the toughest task which all the parents are facing now. So what I suggest them, when you start giving something bigger than that is your love, definitely they will come out of this gadget and they will connect with you more, and the bonding which creates is tremendous, I suggest.
Very true. That sometimes this is all undermined. The importance of parents spending time with child is so important, and we need to just realize how important it is. Now, coming to activities, of course, early years is never without activities. The days are so full of activities. So at school, how much of importance do you give to activities and your curriculum?
Yeah, when you take our curriculum, it is framed in such a way that all 8 intelligence is included. See, when we take an example of 2 or 3 kids, kid 1 would love to learn to music. Another kid would love to, she would like to learn to writing or reading or listening. So each kid is different. So what we focus on is all 8 intelligence. For example, we do teach ABCD. When we teach alphabets, we don't teach only through telling or, it's a one-on-one conversation. No. We put them in music for that. We put them a story. We create a story for that. We do have a story for that. Then we make sure the kid is learning in a playway method. It should be fun-based. The learning should be fun-based. It should not be very strict old traditional method where we sit and teacher is just threatening the kid. And no, they should make sure they're very happy to learn things in a free, fun way. And the interaction with teacher is very, very important, where teacher plays a major role, where kid should start loving the subject, or when you teach a kid, the kid should love the subject. He or she should not know that she's only reading or writing. She should feel like it's such a game, or it's something, a task, a fun activity. So that's how we focus more on. And we have a lot of inbuilt activities where they enjoy, and that's how it is.
So tell me, there are always, like, all the children have their own pace of learning. Children do not learn at the same pace. That's a fact. So in case, like when you decide on learning objectives that by the end of this year, the children should be able to know or understand so much, but then there are some children who are not able to cope up at the same pace that the others are going ahead in. So do you have some kind of a way in which the teachers just help the children in ensuring that they are able to kind of reach that level, just or something on one-on-one basis?
Yeah, definitely. So what I do focus more on is when we get a kid in, when the admission is done, I tell my teachers to observe the kid. Because as you told, each kid is different, and the learning methods also may matter. So some kids really only by observing they learn a lot, but they don't express. So some kids are very expressive, but they don't know how to grasp it. So it depends on each kid, where the learning mode may be up and down. It depends. It depends on a kid. So what we do, I usually every weekend I have a one-on-one with teacher, where I tell them to register all the feedback of a kid. So each class, every kid's feedback should be coming to me, where I give them more ideas. For example, one kid is very slow in writing. So because it may be because of the motor skills are not much developed. So when it is not developed, it is not the mistake of a kid. So we should focus on the activities where it will develop their motor skills first. Then we can get to that level. So what I focus about, I connect with the teachers. I give them suggestions of what needs to be done with that type of kid, and I even connect with the parents. Very important. See, here we can only focus on the kid only for 3 hours or 3.5 hours maximum. So, but the furthermore time is very, very important for a parent to mold the kid. So when the coordination between parent and school is very good, it is very easy for the kid to explore or nurture. So that is where I focus. I concentrate on that, and I make sure the parent is doing some homework at home to build the kid more in a better way.
When you talk about, of course, parents, so let me ask you that at your school, how much of parent participation do you expect, whether in terms of if you give some kind of a homework or some kind of activity that children need to do at home, or some kind of events that happen at school? So how much of parent participation do you expect from them? How many times do you expect them to come to school?
Yeah. Here we have all the festivals celebrated. We have Sports Day, we have Annual Day, and all the festivals celebrated. So here what we focus on, and I do give even parenting sessions. So 2 months once or 3 months once, I do keep on having a parenting session for the parents, where we should not stand stagnant. So it should be on process. See, what parents do some parents do a mistake is, initially they are very curious to know what is the kid doing and what is happening in the school. My kid is doing this at home and all these things. Later, gradually, when they see some development in the kid, they stop this curiosity, which I tell it is not a fair part. they should have curiosity all the time. So they should come up. What I do parenting session, I do PTM, and I make sure parents, whenever any small feel or whatever they have any clarification, they come to me, they discuss and they rectify. See, there is nothing which cannot be solved without talking. So when you talk one-on-one and when you feel that understanding, I always give them a bright importance. See, parent is a person who can wow the kid very well. So we don't know many things about the kid, but they know everything. So what I do, we engage them in many festivals, this occasion, because we as a parent are very curious and happy to see our kid dancing or singing. And we do have a lot of mock setups kept. So whenever we teach one concept to the kid, we make sure at that month we have mock setup. The mock setup is nothing but it's like live things where we keep and we teach, explain kids in a better way. So when we engage them to do that mock setup. So when the parents come and see all those things, they're very happy. Oh, my kid knows so much. My kid, I have done this craft. So they're very happy. And we do keep once in a while exhibition kind where whatever kid has done, we do showcase everything, and we do have an art gallery where whatever the kid see, when the kid is drawing a small line over some scribbling, it looks so beautiful. So that is the art for us. And the mother or father who sees for the first time, oh, my daughter has done such a beautiful art. It's such a memorable. I still have my kids,
Coming to our workforce or the teachers, as they call them, I would like to know that hearing such exciting things about your school, if somebody wants to join your school, what is the recruitment process that you follow? How do you identify the kind of teachers that you want for school?
Here, teacher plays a major role, as you know. So what I basically do is I keep an interview. So whoever comes, I just I keep an interview. In the interview, like it will be a one-on-one session where I understand what exactly is their interest on. See, we see once they become a parent, their mindset is different with, they feel secure jobs. This job is secure, which I feel. And I see many, mothers who come for a job, they ask for a job and tell, I would like to do teaching. I was an engineer. They were into corporate and they would like to come and join. So what I do, usually we should take MBA training. So yeah, I do see the basic qualification, at least a degree or basic qualification, and how they are trained and some certain experience in the field of preschool. Then what I do basically, I give them I don't give them directly the class. So what I basically do, if at all I am recruiting for the month of June, that is the first starting of academics, I take them 1 month in prior and I put them into summer camp. So I observe them. I let them do the task and I don't interfere in their work initially. So I just watch them, what they do, how they do. Then I give them feedback regularly. When I give them feedback, if they're really ready to take and change themselves, then they're a good teacher to go ahead. And very important, which I observe and identify in them, is their patience. I want them to be having a lot of patience, their dedication towards work. See, some may be only money-minded or only interest to earn, and that would not be their passion. So that type of teachers I would not recommend. So I want someone who is passionate, who is loving to work. See, they are like another mother to the kids, which I see personally. So as a mother myself, so I would want my kid or to have a teacher who is very lovable and caring. So when you give the care and love to the kid, automatically learning comes with it. So it's easy for the kids to learn faster. So that's where I focus on.
Amazing. I loved your idea about, putting them in summer camp and then observing them and then putting them in the classroom. That's such an amazing way to observe and understand the teachers before actually putting them in the classroom. So, and I'm sure you must be having a lot of trainings for them. So, what kind of trainings and how often do they occur?
Yeah. Here, what I do focus once the academics is started. Every week, as I told you, I take the feedback about the kids and I observe them in the class. I go and sit in the class and I observe them, how do they do, and what are mostly I focus on their communication skills because kids grab it very fast. So when the teacher, many parents tell that whatever my teacher has taught, I am going to read that. I am going to tell the way it is. They even come home and imitate teacher. So teacher plays a major role in a kid's young age. So what I focus on, I observe them, and if anything needs to be changed, every month I do keep one-on-one sessions. I train them and I give them feedback and I tell change, or I give them appreciation as well. That is very, very important. See, we as a human being, we want appreciation. So if we don't, if you are not appreciated for the good work, they will not be motivated. That is where I feel their mind. So once they are getting into my school, I want them to be comfortable, they are happy. If they are happy, automatically they spread happiness to the kids. So that is where I focus more on. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's so true. Like you said, if teachers are happy, they will automatically, bring and spread happiness around. Now, coming to safety protocols, of course, as per the government, they have laid guidelines for all the schools to follow. At your school, what are some of the steps towards safety that you have taken to ensure that children remain safe in the school?
Okay. So very important part of the school and every school. So what we focus on first, once we train all the staff. We do POCSO training. First, once they come in to our once they are appointed, we give them the POCSO training where they are giving the training of how to handle the kid. What is the what are the pros and cons? What are do's, don'ts? All the rules and regulations and violations, because some may not be aware of certain things. For example, when we do have a kid from 9 months old in the daycare. So when we have such a little one, we should we even teach them how to carry the kid, how to talk to the kid, how to respond. See, this is very, very important. They connect directly to us, parents, as a kid. When they come, they trust us 100% and get into it. And a second very important part, as you told, is safety. So safety measures, yeah, definitely what we do, we have all the grills all over. We have meshes which need to be put. And when they go up in the stairs, we mainly, make sure that any staff is monitoring them and they are guiding them and they're standing with them till they go reach the class and the doors are closed. That's how it is. When they come, exit time is also same, and we have a grill mesh door where parents are standing outside and the kids cannot run. So see, when it's a time of dispersal, they're very excited to run towards the parents. That is where incidents happen. Small incidents happen. So we make sure they are holding our hands and they're going safely, reaching the parents, so that we make sure it is safe. And every parent, whoever are coming inside our school, whoever dropping the kids, they should write the name, timings, everything in the register. And if at all they are sending someone to get the kid, for example, suddenly they may be busy and send the caretaker, we will not send the kid till it is confirmed with the parent. We do call it directly, we give a call directly, we call the parent. If it is okay, we tell them to send the photo of the concerned person who's picking the kid. So much safety measures we do follow.
I'm sure that children and parents would really be assured once their children are in your school that you are taking every possible step to ensure their safety. So tell me, Hema, of course, at the beginning you told me what brought you into education industry, but tell me that what was that eureka moment for you when you decided that you wanted to be an educator?
Yeah, this is very tricky for me. I think, see, as you are seeing my qualifications, I'm a commerce student and I've done my management on all those things. And as I told you, I thought, okay, corporate is my field where I will get into. And one day I just got a call from my sir, my teacher, where he told me there is a vacancy in one big school. We just go attend the interview, and he just kept the call. So then I was not having an idea to get into the teaching profession or this education field. So that is where is the spark where I got into. I thought, okay, maybe they reject me and they send me back so that I can tell my sir, no, they rejected me, and I'm happy with this corporate work. So there they selected me and I got into. That is where I started liking the teaching profession, and I continued. I started learning many things because as once you're in the teaching profession or in this education field, you cannot stop your education or you cannot stop learning. It's like daily process. I started learning a lot. I started experiencing, exploring. So that is where it got me, and I would love to thank my sir there and my husband. Very important, where he's the pillar. I would like to say, as there is a saying, on every successful man there is a woman behind. I would like to tell there is in front of every successful women there is a man who's standing behind, who is a pillar where they see it's very important once you get married and once you have a child. We are very confused whether to take profession or whether to get into family and take care of the family. So that is where I started learning many things from my kids. So that that is very a very cherishing moment which I would love to. And I started, I just told one day to my husband, why don't we start a school? So that is where it started, and I started researching, and I did my child psychology, counseling, and I again shifted into science background. So that's how it's my journey. Yeah.
Wow. It's really been so interesting conversing with you, Hema, and I don't know how the time passed so quickly. We hope to have you back soon with us and know more about your exciting journey that you're having with the school. And we thank you for joining us, and we pray for all the success for your school and yourself, and that your school will reach greater heights. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Archana. It was a great time having with you. Thank you so much.